What's up guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I last posted, but I wanted to give you guys an update on my lawn. And now what I'm doing is just looking at my lawn and trying to find any weeds that I can remove. There are some, for example, this weed. Not sure what this one is called, but it's pretty easy to remove it out of the grass. There are some mushrooms, as you guys can see here. More mushrooms, and this is normal in my opinion. I've seen mushrooms come and go all the time. You just want to control them, and so that's what I'm doing today. I'm not only removing the weeds, but I'm also going to water less in the areas that the mushrooms are growing in, because that's why they're appearing or growing, because there is moisture in the soil, too much moisture in the soil. And here in Chicago, the past 2-3 weeks have been above 80, and actually today is the only day out of the week that it's dropped down to 70, 75. So in this video, I'm going to show you how my grass is surviving the heat this summer. I'm also going to be mowing the lawn and just maintaining it. Got a couple months left of summer, and so I think my lawn so far has done pretty good. I did plant some seeds earlier in the spring, and those seeds for the most part have survived. There's some that haven't, and I'll show you here. Let me show you where some of the grass seeds are struggling and have even turned brown. So I do have some brown spots all around this area. You got a bare spot right here. So I'm not exactly sure how this area turned out the worst part. So I'm gonna go back maybe late summer and re-seed this area. But as you can see, I removed a lot of the weeds. Missed one here. Another one here. Wow. I've also been cutting lower because I do not want my grass to struggle with the heat. But yeah, there's just areas in my lawn where it's struggling. For example, I'll show you right here. It's a little brown. I've been trying to water this area a little bit more than the other parts of my grass. But anyways, enough of me talking. Let's get to mowing. So I'm gonna begin mowing my lawn, but I'm just checking out my lawnmower, making sure it looks good. So I went ahead and flipped this over, and I'm just checking the blades to make sure they're sharp. I sharpened these about 2 weeks ago. They were a little dull. It's hard to tell from this angle, but they are still good, so there's no need to sharpen them yet. Probably after a couple more cuts, I will resharpen these. But just a friendly reminder to sharpen your blades before you cut your lawn. Super important, especially if you are already experiencing some fungus in your lawn. You definitely want to check that out before you start mowing. But yeah, let's go ahead and mow this lawn. It's getting really high. I want it to look nice and thick. So come on. have to go and clean this. Be right back. That's the only down thing about letting your dog out in the back here. He will take pretty much anywhere in the backyard. He does have his area that he goes to, but if that area gets too full, he goes anywhere. Okay, cool. Let's continue. Just remembered, I have to do this section of my lawn as well. There's also brown spots here, some different types of weeds. Yeah. You can see some of the weeds that I pulled out this morning as well. I also got to do this side. Completely forgot. But I do like how this these bushes are growing. Bushes / trees. If you guys know what tree or bushes this, let me know. I'm really curious to see which one. Alright, so I do have to replace the line here. I thought I had some, or I thought I had more in here, but I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this. Pretty simple to change. Just have to line everything up here. Cool, just making sure nothing's stuck in there. Just that should be good. Just gonna feed the string line through here. That's why I do like this string trimmer. It's so easy to use and replace the line. Just gonna make sure it goes through.
20 minutes later.
It took a while, but I found it. Next thing you do is just reel it in. Seems all right. Okay. ready to go. Okay, it's really hot now, so my camera just overheated, my GoPro, which is hard to believe because usually they're able to withstand high temperatures, but when it's hot, it's sunny, and it just beams on the equipment, cameras and whatnot. So anyways, I'm finishing up my maintenance here in the backyard, and for the most part, I'm finished. I just have to use my leaf blower and clean this up. But I did my best to edge these. I did my best to edge these. Can't even talk. I did my best here when it comes to edging. It's not perfect. I actually messed up right there. But trying to get the hang of using the string trimmer as my edger. I know it's not the right edger, and I do have an actual edger for this, but I wanted to skip a step and use my string trimmer to save some time. But overall, I think I did a decent job. But as you can see, there are brown spots, bare patches. This specific brown spot is from my dog pissing. He likes to piss right here. It is what it is. And then other brown patches throughout this strip of grass. And in another video, I actually showed that I planted grass seeds here. So it's surviving, but definitely struggling. So before I wrap this up, just wanted to show you how my grass looks after the cut, after edging, using the string trimmer. I plucked a bunch of weeds out, but as you can see, there are still some. Luckily, these are shallow roots, so it's easy to pluck them out. See, very easy. But that's it. Just wanted to do another mow session video, especially in the summer heat. And I'm sure there are going to be high temperatures still. We just have to maintain it as best as we can. There are going to be brown spots, as you can tell here. Can't wait to dethatch later in the fall or late summer and oversee this area completely. Pretty sure that's dead grass. I just don't want to expose the area with bare dirt yet, because I can easily just remove this, but I'm gonna leave it as is. Got some clovers. Or I'm not sure what kind of weed this is, but definitely see, just it's easy to come out. So before I wrap this up, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for tuning in and leaving some comments. I think this video is more of a blog style, just to show you my progress. There's not too much to do here in the summer because you don't want to cause too much pressure by either dethatching, aerating, all of that. It's just really hot here in Chicago during the summer. And so just want to stress the importance of watering. If you guys can do it in the morning, it's going to help your lawn out. It's better to do it in the morning than in the evening. I mean, you can do it in the evening, just make sure that it's not too humid outside, because that will cause some fungus in your lawn. But that's why I try doing it in the morning around 5 to 6 a.m. when the sun is not all the way up. Okay, so before I log off, I actually do want to answer some questions that I've been getting recently here during the summer months, and that is, what height should I be cutting my grass at? And to be honest, I've tried all sorts of sizes so far, but it just makes sense if you're not going to be watering as much to leave it higher and try to cut at least once or twice a week. But definitely I recommend 4 inches if you're not watering as much as you should. If you're watering daily and your grass is fully established, meaning that you did not plant any new grass seeds this past spring, and you have a healthy, thriving lawn, then go ahead, cut it at 3 inches, even lower if you have a real mower, cut it down to 1 inch. But for me, I overseeded this past spring, and I can tell when I cut 3 inches that my grass starts to struggle. So I brought it back up to 4 inches, and as you can see, it's been thriving, surviving, with the exception of some weeds, some brown spots as you saw earlier in the video. By the way, this is my setup. It's really sunny, hot, and still my GoPro overheated. So anyways, I think that's one of the biggest questions I got. How tall am I cutting my grass? And again, it just depends on how much you water. To play it safe, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches is perfectly fine. 4 inches recommended. If you're not watering enough, definitely water your grass. Thank you guys for watching. Seriously, if you guys have any questions, by no means am I a professional, but I'm out here, I'm doing the work, I see the results, so you can say I'm putting in the work to make sure that my lawn survives, thrives. And with that being said, peace.